This is part 63 of a cry for help. Let me continue with the insulin, okay, because it's very important for this person to know and for the citizens of the world to know. I was at the point where I was telling you in the beginning, you know, I used to get my insulin in New York at the pharmacies. I had, where did I used to get it? Rite Aid and CVS.
Yeah, Rite Aid,
I had no
CVS.
problems with the pharmacists. There was problems with the doctors, okay, which continued in Vermont, okay, and in New Hampshire. The illicit activities began there. But I don't want to get into that now. I'm just talking about the insulin. I had no problems with the pharmacists. The pharmacists were very nice to me. They gave me what I needed. It was never counterfeit. And I was doing quite good, especially being a newly diabetic, okay? Anyway, the cult decided, with Phyllis Lime that a good way to kill Susan is to tamper with her insulins.
That's the cult... That's the perfect way.
Yes. And the cult has counterfeit medications. They specialize in that, okay?
They took full control.
Yes, they took full control. And we have evidence to show how the doctors got involved in it. But I don't want to go into tangents now. So I just want to talk about the insulin, okay? So anyway, in the beginning, I had good pharmacists in New York. I had, you know, good insulin. I never thought that you could have bad insulin.
Right.
So, you know, you see how your numbers are. It's like you're taking water and you don't know what you're putting in your body.
Right.
Anyway, the insulin scam started to occur when we could not stay in New York anymore because of this lethal cult. And we thought that maybe we could live with Joe's parents in Vermont and have a life in Vermont and sell our apartment in New York, okay, and live in Vermont. However, our apartment is under the custody and control of the cult also, okay, which we're not going to get into now because I want to concentrate on my insulin.
It's very lengthy.
Every possession of ours is under the custody and control of Phyllis Lime, her cult, and the police. They own us, okay?
And
we need to get out of this Nazi regime. So
she went out of her realm from the school and got into our personal life. It started all there, the barring.
Well, it also has to do because I have to let the person know who's listening to this.
Yes.
That it's through convoluted connections with the family and blackmail and bribes and brainwash.
That's the main thing.
Okay, and this all has to be explained with this particular person. Okay, there's no way that we could write it all down because we'll die. We'll just stay in our home.
It's so lengthy.
It's because of the legal and judicial system that wantonly abandoned us.
It's like Susan says.
Because of bribes.
Like Susan said, it's a 24/7 on a daily basis of violation.
Yeah, and just like this cult works very hard, they do. They run to the stores with us. They make sure we don't get anything. They look at the electronics to make sure it's theirs. And we got evidence. We're not going to say here. Okay?
Exactly.
You know, they're working 24/7 to kill us, and we're working 24/7 to save our lives. And we need help from the proper authorities who eradicate this.
And again, we will not relent. We will never relent.
I need my insulin, Joe. So
that's why I'm saying this.
So let me explain because I need my insulin, my right insulin. Okay?
Huge liability, enormous liability.
And I need my Dexcom.
Okay, so go ahead. Susan.
Anyway, to make a long story short, okay, when we started moving to Vermont, the pharmaceutical corruption began. It was outrageous. Okay, the pharmacists not only played with the insurance cards, they played with my insulin. Gregory DANYOW at CVS Pharmacy in Rutland, Vermont was the first pharmacist we went there. He was horrendous.
Yeah.
Okay? He started playing with my insurance cards and said, you need a CODA number. I have them all on tape recording.
All kinds of lunatic statements.
You need a CODA number in order to get your insurance effective. I said, what is a CODA number? He goes, I don't know. You believe this?
Yeah, but I know you need it though.
Yeah, but I know you need it. He says your insurance company told you that. So I called my, remember this is all on tape recording. So I called my insurance company and I said, Gregory Daniel at CVS Pharmacy in Rutland, Vermont, told me that I can't use my insurance because I need a CODA number, and that my insurance company said that. And the insurance representative said, we never said that. He's lying. Your insurance is fine. It's ready to go. What is this pharmacist saying? He's lunatic.
I got a CODA number.
Right. So I immediately called, we both immediately called Gregory Daniel. And we said, we just spoke to our insurance company. And they said they don't even know what a CODA number is. They said that you're making it up, which they did. Okay? And so he got very irate. So, I need my insulin. Okay? So I was about to go to another drugstore, and then he says, I want you to know, there's a shortage on Levemir.
Yeah.
And I will get you the Levemir. This is right before Memorial Day weekend.
No. It was like, no.
Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day.
Right before Labor Day weekend, because that's when we went up, okay, to Vermont to live there. About 3-4 years ago. And he said, as soon as Labor Day is over, I will get you your insulin. It's just a shortage right now. So I said, how could there be a shortage? People need the insulin to survive. He says, I know. He says, worst comes to worst, I'll get it from another drugstore. So although he said about the CODA number, because we're entrapped in this lethal corruption and, we're going in all different directions, and he told me that he'll get it from another drugstore. So we stayed with him. After the Labor Day weekend, he says, I still can't get your insulin. I don't know what's the matter. There's a shortage again. This went on for 3 weeks. And the reason why...
And he kept saying about the truck delivery. There was no delivery, right?
Yeah, there's no truck deliveries. And if you go to any pharmacy, you're not going to get it.
Right, okay.
So at that time, you have to understand, okay, I still had insulin to take, so it wasn't an emergency, but I did need to get it.
Yeah, eventually you needed it.
Right. And we have so many violations that, your head spins. Because this cult with the police, which is interstate, okay, there's lethal violations all over the place. Okay? I almost had my 4 fingers taken off by the Rutland City Police. Police officer, lawman, a big fat police officer. Okay, but I don't want to go into detail now.
Right,
okay?
You're going to get into tangents.
Anyway, to make a long story short, with Gregory Daniel...
Yeah, let's concentrate on this.
Okay. I never got my insulin with him. And
basically what he did, after initially saying that there's a shortage, so he said to come back, so we came back every few days, and the same thing, still there's a shortage, I don't know what's going on.
And then he made problems with the prescriptions, my doctor has to write this instead, this is not legal, and this and that.
So basically it was a procrastination from the first day that he said there's a shortage.
Right.
So
and then we cited him. Okay,
because it just kept on going and going.
He was so fraudulent.
Every time there's no, what happens to other people that also have diabetes? What are they going to do? People that live there, people can't even drive to go any other place. But they have to rely on the local pharmacies. So what happens to them? I guess they have to get sick or die because there's no insulin. According to Greg Daniel.
CVS Pharmacy in Rutland, Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, to make a long story short, okay, after the insurance company at that time was trying to help us, they weren't corrupted yet, but then the insurance company got corrupted also, because this lethal cult filtrates into every conceivable service you have, from my insurance company to the doctors, to the pharmacists, to the home delivery services. It's horrendous. After my insurance company said, just tell him and cite him that he's lying to you, okay, he's procrastinating, there's no such thing as a CODA number, he's making all kinds of excuses over and over and over again. So we went into the pharmacy, and then he has a new thing. You're in the, what is it called, the donut hole.
Oh, yeah.
that's the new thing. I'm not in the donut hole because I have Vermont VPHARM. And Vermont VPHARM pays for every long-term drug. And you never get in the donut hole. So I said, what are you talking about? I have Vermont VPHARM. And he goes to us, no, you don't.
Yeah,
said, yes, I do.
He's telling us that he don't have insurance.
I said, I'll show you my card. No, I don't want to see it.
He doesn't want to see the card, but you don't have it.
Right, you don't have it. So it was one illicit activity after another. To make a long story short, I'm not going to tell you about all the pharmacists.
Yeah, because
this continued in Rutland, Vermont, at every pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
And what Rutland Pharmacy did, they went a step further, and they took all my prescriptions, and they were doing all kinds of illicit activities. I never got anything from them, so I said, I want my prescriptions back. And Rutland Pharmacy in Rutland, Vermont said, no, they're in our possession now. You're not to get them back.
Nothing was ever dispensed by them.
Right. And they would not give me
so
my hard copies.
So all the hard copies were never given back. A hard copy, yes, it's kept by the pharmacist once the pharmacist records it and dispenses
right.
to the patient.
I didn't get anything at Rutland. And then it starts. This is how it started. If you don't get out of my store right now, we're calling the police.
Yeah, because we wanted our hard copies
yes.
back.
And this was the starting of the medical corruption because the pharmacists work with the doctors. Okay, the doctors afterwards don't give you prescriptions, and the pharmacists confiscate your prescriptions by keeping them or losing them.
Anyway,
it's unbelievable.
This is such liability because it brings stress and trauma to a person. Okay, it elevates your blood pressure, and especially if you have diabetes, elevates your blood sugars, which subsequently, messes up your organs. Okay. And this is what they want to do. Keep stressing us and traumatizing us and terrorizing us by defaming us, by committing character assassination.
Not allowing us to use our insurance cards.
This is their goal. This is their goal.
Okay.
And this is one of the way Phyllis Lyon wants to kill Susan and I.
Because if I die, Joe dies. Okay? Because we're attached to each other.
Right.
Also, okay, there's about 15 pharmacies in Rutland, Vermont. They all follow the same ruthless patterns. And this person has to listen to this and understand this. Okay? They all follow the same ruthless patterns. We were tortured alive. We did not know what to do. Okay? And then you go to the doctor. She writes a prescription. And then she takes it away from you. That was Dr. Daly and Donna Hunt at the Diabetes Center in Rutland, Vermont. Okay? And they refused. They put me on such a regimen of insulin that I went to 600. I knew I was going to go to 600.
We told them.
And there were so many illicit activities committed in that office.
At that time, you go to your doctor. So And we told the doctor, listen, it's not, this is going to elevate the blood sugars with Susan. Susan told the same thing. No, don't worry about it.
And what Dr. Daly said, okay, because I remember I said I'm under tight control. I really, take care of myself. She says, don't even check your numbers. Just eat. If you're hungry, just eat. I said, what? I said, you can't do that when you have diabetes.
I mean, we have to tell the doctor.
Yeah.
How to do her job.
Right. I mean, I wish I could.
This is outrageous.
Diabetes is, complicated. And, it takes time to understand your body and understand when you can eat and when you cannot eat. Okay? And I know when I'm a certain number, I can eat. If I'm another number, I know I cannot eat. Because diabetes is very personal. And she's telling me that I could eat if I'm 200. If I would eat when I'm 200, I'd be 500.
See, with diabetes, a doctor can just monitor what's going on.
Right.
But basically, with diabetes, it's a self-managed condition.
Yes.
Because the doctor cannot live with you. You're living with this diabetes. It's all about the food you eat.
Right. No, and also you get to know how your body reacts.
Yeah, right. You learn more. Actually, you learn more about your body.
Yeah, you really do.
And you become very self-conscious about your body.
And you
actually want to take care of your body even better.
And you can even
unfortunately, you're doing it with a condition. Some people don't want to take care of your body, and they get. Unfortunately, Susan, She always took care of her body.
Right.
But because of this outside
Trauma and
circumstances that entrapped us,
It triggered
it
to get
triggered.
me diabetes.
That's what happened.
Okay?
And you know, we're going to be talking more, right?
Yeah, because I
the
really got to
next
tell
video.
this person, the citizens of the world, because I am really scared, okay, what's going to happen to me if someone doesn't come forward immediately to help us.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'll be
you.
right back.
Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.